It's been a little bit of a journey, but we've been learning how stress affect dice. A little late in the game, I'll say, but it's just a fun game. I'm ready to get back in it. Let's do it. Alright. So we're back here. So we're surviving. Few dice at least, but I've been struggling still. Trying to make it through. Let's see what we got here. This would not be anything like that. We're safe out here, but there's no way out, guys. Let's do that work. Let's get some work done. I just realized it's actually unlocked. Nice. There we go. Nice one. I killed dice or something. Access. Oh, there's a component. Oh, we can definitely upgrade our upjet now. nice. How's our cat doing? Let's go. Something. That's some quality work you've been doing. The voice booms through the locker room after your shipfitter shift. But why are you doing groundwork, sleeper? You turn to see a large man with a metal arm and bright patterned clothes. He spent enough time here to immediately know this is Assyria, owner of the yard and well-known shipfighter. Well, Assyria wipes his one metallic hand on a cloth, polishing its painted surface. What do you have to say for yourself? I wanted to meet you. Sarah smiles. Well, I'm here, aren't I? Savvy shipfighter. Know a lot of what happens in the scatter yard, sleeper, and what I don't know, people tell me. He smiles proudly, and I know you have a ship. Someone who has a ship, especially a ship like yours, should not be lugging around my workers' tools. Surya flexes his artificial arm, inspecting it. That, to a person like me, is a waste. I do what I need to. I respect that. He smiles. You impressed me. I want to take a look at your ship, sleeper. Surya goes back to working on the hand. Call it professional curiosity. It's a bit drab. Surya looks up and meets your eye. An old Solheim rig, still in corporate colors. He shakes his head. No, no. I feel like that's your problem. People want a crew that looks the part. An outfit within outfit. He grins. Look at my yard. I grew it from a chunk of scrap by showing people I was professional. I had standards. I made Surya's yard recognizable. Your problem is you're working as a shipfitter's mate when you should be imagining what's more for yourself and your crew. Surya smiles, and so that got me thinking. I want to help you to clean up that old rig, paint it up, give it some color. He tucks the cloth away in his tool belt. How's that sound? I love that. Perfect, Surya booms. The thing is, you don't just slap some paint on an old rig like that. And for this to work, we need this look to reflect your crew, your style. So while I'm happy to do the painting with my team, I'll need you to go find some inspiration. Surya looks away towards the locker room's lone window. Luckily, the belt is full of it, full of pattern and texture and style. There's nothing uniform about this place, and it's the better for it. Surya looks back at you. You need to go out there, find some views, some sights, and make your own designs. Here, he proudly pulls a small slate from his tool bag. It has a 64 color screen. I fixed it up myself. You take and inspect the slate, made from mismatched pieces, but elegantly so. See what you find to inspire you. He smiles and come see me again. Thank you. I can see what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's in it for me financially? Syria eyes you carefully. How does this make you any chits? That's the other part of the proposal. While you take this voyage around the belt, you can do something for me and get paid for it. Free of charge. I'll paint your rig with the look and name of my yard here, Syria's Yard. It commands respect. You nods savagely. Take that name to the rest of the belt. Represent it, and on your travels, spread it to other crews. For this, I'll pay you 300 Creo. It's mutually beneficial. You learn better doing this than any yard work, and I get increased custom. What's not to like? Syria awaits your response calmly, but you feel his expectant eyes on you. It's a deal. Wonderful, Syria beams. I'll send my team over immediately. By the time you return to your rig, they should be done. He reaches into his work pouch. Here, 150 cryo now. He takes out a handful of high-value chits. Another 150 cryo when you return with those designs. Take the chits. Take the cryo. Of course, I will give you the other half on a return with those designs. He smiles apologetically. I'll need to be sure you don't repaint the ship before your pilgrimage is done. It's only fair. Keep the slate. He waves an arm at you to put it away. Go find inspiration. Bring me those designs. I don't want to see you back in the shipyard. You need to be out there. Sirius smiles. It was a pleasure. And before you can say anything else, he is gone. Time to find out what his crew have done to your rig. Next, you return a rig to his old paint. We have to pay them extra. Yeah, it's not worth it. We got that money now. Build stuff. Yard supply. I feel so cheap here. Supplies cost a bit though, so I said focus on supplies. rise into the special-featured Lissetto. The stray purrs and rubs against your side as he glides over to you. I get it. Defend me from extra glitz. That's what we did. The good ones on here because I don't want to lose it. Oh, okay. Saves it. Oh, wait, what does that mean? I got it right. I don't know if I can get any errors on this. Yeah, it's tough with Heartless dice, but I want to get more ads and components over here. Supplies for now. Some supplies this round. sometimes this is the only thing I can focus on here. Might as well. Oh, I could. Oh, I'm making scrap components. That's what I'm making. I thought I was making engine, to be honest. Alright. Alright, let's keep doing this. I think the overseer saved me from glitches because it's like all safe. I think. There we go. Oh, I get it now. For some reason I thought I was making an engine, but let's probably try to make as many as I can before we go. It's the best chances. Oh, we can make any component, I see. Cat. Put supplies into the special feeder Bliss set up. The stray purrs and rubs against her side as he glides over to eat. And cats are awesome. Nice, at least I got 5 dice now, I believe. Nice. I don't know what cracked dice mean though. I think it means. I don't know. Oh, all of them can glitch maybe. Oh, that turns to like glitch? I don't really know. That's what I see. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock to the right of your dice. You can have a maximum of 6. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear 1 level of glitch. Oh! Can I clear glitch? Oh, so I want to use it. A glitch dice has an 80% chance of a negative outcome when used and a 20% of a positive outcome. You may also gain permanent glitch, for example, when breaking all your dice on a risky difficulty. Oh, that's why I have that red one. Number of permanent glitches is represented in red. In the glitch clock to the right of your dice, you can have a maximum of 6. Permanent glitch is not expended. And glitch dice is rolled and cannot be fixed or otherwise removed. Oh, I did not realize that. So all those are glitches too. Okay, let's keep making things. We can't really lose that much. We're trying. Oh, it's safe, yeah. Here we go. Come on. So use that. It says it's only if it's a good outcome, maybe. Nice. Great rolls. Alright, let's eat some supplies real quick. So how I get it, so the better, less the errors, the better. thing I'll get. Yes, no. This one is glitched, so I guess I'll always have a glitched one though, because it's permanent. Increase your chance. Okay, so. Alright. Do this for this one. So I want to use my good dice. Try not to get anything bad. Things you learn about this game as you play. Like, I didn't know about stress or any of that at first. I didn't really get what was happening. I kept losing dice, losing time. I only had one die for quite a while. There we go. I'll save the good ones so I can get perfect. Yes, that makes sense. save the best one for last. See, now we can make a perfect one. I think I'll have my engine. That's useful. I learned when to just the dice just to have better chances, you know? Oh yeah, let's do it. Time to upgrade our engine bay. Boom, 8. Start Xing. This 5 fuel capacity. Oh, I see. So it's the fuel that does. My fuel here is super cheap. What is it, like 8? Dang, my people are really good at making cargoes or something. That's 20. Actually, I can focus on fuel or now. Oh, I can only upgrade it right now, okay. Oh, I forgot we got our new ship color. I like it. I guess I don't think we're like some corporate people anymore. Okay, this is gonna get our perfect one. To the next spot. That's the next one. It's time to head back out. Got our ship upgrades, so more fuel. Stop here, I just want to see it. So over here, some spots since I didn't have dice, I could do that much there, so I cannot remember if I've done there before. Maybe I think I have. salad sriracha is a simple, refreshing frozen cucumber and tomato salad that originated in the city of Sriracha, Iran. Stress dictates if they take damage or not. Let's see. Lost our rare when I started for us. We got some good dice now. So. They're saved here. We have to write. Rest of the day has been mean fried, Kimball? Our station depends on that array. The voice echoes out of one of the sunward poles' cramped bays, tucked up in the ceiling of the hollow. Though you are tired from a spent ceiling leaked in the shattered section of the station, you still can't help but listen in. I have been basic, Kimball, but now, with the repairs almost done, you're telling me we can't broadcast anyway? The voice comes from a doorway nearby, and as you float past, you glance inside. You see a woman, facing away, addressing the back of a man half buried in the guts of some complex machine. I'm sorry, Kimball, she concludes, but that just feels malicious. Kimball, pirate radio technician. The man, presumably Kimball, mumbles something in response, though you do not catch it through the wires and mechanisms that surround him. The woman quickly turns and spots you peering in through the doorway. She gives you a curious look. Savannah, pirate radio broadcaster. Oh, she quickly smiles. Hello. She closes the distance. I'm Seren. She offers a hand. I've seen you working on the repairs. She tilts her head. We appreciate your efforts. Happy to help. Seren looks over her shoulder at Kimball and then back to you. How do you feel? She pauses, calculating. About the war in the inner system. Spurring for the belt. I agree, which is why the belt needs to stay informed about it. Do you know that Senedstat has already started shipbuilding at Sinza? Severin watches you for your response. Never heard about that. Have you? Severin raises an eyebrow. Because the only place you would have heard it is from us. You hear a groan from Kimball, his head still buried in the machine's innards. It is unclear if it is in reference to what was said or if it's just the sound of repairs going poorly. We, Saren places a hand on her chest, are the Hellion Dispatches, the only pirate radio station in the Starward belt. She lifts her chin proudly. We keep the system up to date on shifts and the system's power structures and the ongoing covert war, and through the voices of the Hellion system's own residents. Kimball grunts again, and a sour sparks burst from the machine behind Siren. Or at least we did, before our transmitter got fried. Siren looked suddenly crestfallen. What happened? All that repair work you've been giving your time to? Oh, MSNR. That was all caused by a Conway autonomous munition. Train on our scent. Siren's eyes flash with anger. Oh. A mumble comes from Kimball as he pushes a handful of wiring out of his way. I do know that for sure, Kimball. Why else would it come so deep into the belt to hit the hollow at our broadcast site? Siren turns back, hands on hips. Kimball responds with a shrug. Either way, straight after the attack, we found our gear had been tampered with, sabotaged. Kimball grunts. Yes, Kimball, or just looted. Either way, we are now quiet, and when we are quiet, the war continues unobserved. Sarah folds her arms and looks away, defeated. What do you need? Look, we need a new broadcast array. A better broadcast array. Sarah glances over her shoulder. You don't quite have the reach we'd like. Where you get one, that's another problem. We're talking pre-collapse tech here. It's not something we can just build ourselves. Kimball mutters something from the depths of the machine. Yeah, Holmes Rock isn't a bad idea, Siren replies. It used to be a relay system station for Solheim, so it stands to reason they'd have arrays. And then there's the terminal there. Kimball's been bugging me to dig out some engine components for him to crack open and use in his repairs. God knows what kind of repairs he'd need those for, but that's what he says. Siren looks over her shoulder at Kimball, who receives no response. He will stare at his broad shoulders for a moment as a thin trail of smoke begins to emerge from the machine. Now, maybe we can do a little fundraising here on the Hollow. What we can get, we'll happily hand over. Cyrene shakes her head. I'm telling you now, won't be a lot. I'll see what I can do. We'd appreciate it. Hell, the people of the Hellion system would appreciate it. She glances over her shoulder. I think Kimball would appreciate it too. We leave Cyrene and Kimball to their repairs, making note of the engine components and wideband array that they will need to get back on the air. to tell if the job will be worth your time. But then again, someone as knowledgeable as Irene might be a useful asset. So I don't have... It's 2 or how does this be? Comes rock or... Okay, so I did like 4 components. I could just go back there. So it's about... It's about so we'll head back at some point. It's the next spot to go. Some more supplies and let's try that out. Contact Carmen. Nikita has asked you to deliver the drives and gave you to Carmen and only Carmen. Call me Oliveros. That's where we're going. Find Olivera exactly where Ankita said it would be, a ragged colony, nestled in a crater on one of the biggest rocks of the shoals. Seraphin gets no response to his initial broadcasts, and so you find yourself in a docking tunnel, the rig at one end, the colony at the other, with no idea what awaits you. I need you to get back on that ship and keep flying. You freeze in the dark tunnel, a figure in front of you, holding a long gun at their hip. I'm serious. Xander, hard-headed and quick-witted. Ooh. Their eyes adjust to the dark, and as they do, you see a man, no, a boy, carrying a long, dark shape in his hands. I don't know how you found us, but you need to leave right now and forget this place. You glance over your shoulder and see Seraphin, his hands raised in front of him in a gesture of calm. Look, kid, we mean no harm. How about you go run and get someone? I am someone. I'm Xander. He sticks out his jaw. It's you I don't know, and I'll decide who's gonna do some harm here. He reaches across his chest and thumbs on a lamp he has last there. You blink in the glare of the bright light, chilling your eyes, and as you do, you see a flicker of confusion crossing Xander's face. He meets your eye with a look of shock and opens his mouth as if to speak, but no words emerge. You have something for Carmen. You notice a familiar name registered with Xander, adding to whatever confusion or question your appearance has revoked. I don't think you ever saw a sleeper before. You see his eyes take in your sleeper body, his gun dropping a little as he takes his attention off it. Is this... He looks between you and Seraphin. Are you here for Flint? He pulls the gun closer to himself. I'll be honest, kid. You have no idea who you were talking about. Seraphin allows himself to drift a little forward. How about you drop the gun, and we can talk like adults. As Seraphin floats past you, it gives you a look that makes you nervous. We're here to deliver something. Okay, that's what we're looking for, right? No Carmen. Very columnist. Xander? The voice echoes along the docking bridge. Xander, what are you doing? A figure appears at the end of the bridge behind Xander, a young woman, clearly older than the boy in front of you. Found these two trying to sneak in, Cadence. Xander keeps his eyes on you and Seraphin as he speaks. Saboteurs, maybe. Was about to send them on their way. Xander grins. I assure you, we are not saboteurs, miss. Seraphin smiles at Cadence. Cadence sighs and glides towards Xander. He's not messing around with that welder. He snatches the gun out of Xander's hands. Oh, it's a welder. And as she does, both you and Seraphin reflexively flinch. Cadence looks at the two of you with a raised eyebrow and turns the gun so you can see it better. You notice the fuel tank and welding muzzle. It probably has an effective range of less than half a foot. Seraphim looks at Xander and rolls his eyes. Seriously? Cadence lowers the welder to her side and turns to Xander. Now's not the time. We just got an emergency broadcast from Carmen and Flint. Something's happened. Xander's attitude changes immediately. He turns to face Cadence, putting his back to you, as if you had just disappeared completely. What do you mean? Something's happened. I don't know. Carmen. Oh. They went quiet in the shoals. All we got was a distress signal. Cadence raises her hands reassuringly. Don't get excited. They probably just had a technical fault on the ship. But we should check in anyway. We have to get them. Xander grabs the welder back and slings it over his shoulder. And what, Xander? Cadence sighs. They took our only functioning ship. The tender tide's still in pieces in the hangar. Seraphim gives you a nudge and nods towards Cadence and Xander. This is your chance. We have a ship. Xander wheels around in the tunnel, squinting at you in thought. Seraphim moves past you, approaching them. We need to see Carmen, and it seems like Carmen needs our help. He looks between the two of you. So how about we stop messing around in the stinky tunnel and go get your friend? Xander turns back to Cadence. Them? Really? He rolls his eyes. We're not the only people on Oliveira. There must be other ships. You want to go looking? They're here now. Cadence looks at Seraphim, and they are generously offering to help. He smiles sheepishly. Fine. Xander folds his arms. But I'm coming with you. Fine by us. Seraphim shakes his head and looks at you. Come on then. Just find Carmen. Seraphim nods. Agreed. What are we talking about? Xander catches up with you and Seraphim. His mood seems as buoyed by the prospect of boarding a ship. You wonder how often he gets to leave Oliveira. You. Seraphim snickers. Xander looks genuinely hurt for a second. Wait up. You turn back to see Cadence sliding up the tunnel. I changed my mind. I'm coming too. Cadence, come on. Xander rolls his eyes. Carmen and Flint need techs, not a chef. What are you going to do out there? Seraphim cuts in. He always this rude to you? He gives Xander a look, shaking his head. She wants to come, so you can come, right? He looks at you. You pause, but Seraphim doesn't seem to be waiting for confirmation. You're slightly thrown off by his eagerness to be helpful. This is the first time you've actually seen him be welcoming to anyone coming on board the rig. Xander puffs out his cheeks sulkily as Cadence smiles and glides into the ship quietly behind you all. You get to the cockpit. You notice Xander looking wide-eyed at the consoles and switches. Seraphim pats him on the shoulder. I want to strap in there, kid. Xander and Cadence find a place to settle as Seraphim buckles himself into the flight seat. Alright, he turns to Xander. Show us where to go. Here we go. You head out into the shoals, the thick debris field that surrounds Oliveira. What's happening in here, sleeper? Bliss pokes their head into the cockpit as Seraphim brings the ship in towards the signal coordinates Xander gave him. Look around the cockpit. Xander's tapping at the co-pilot console mounted in front of his seat in a haphazard way, while Cadence is asking Seraphim about how the rig works. Surprisingly, Seraphim is responding with patience and care. I'll help us find Carmen. If he's saying so. Blink looks over at Seraphim and Cadence. Is Seraphim smiling? They shake their head. Something is going on. We got a thing for her. Bliss turns back to you. Junie is working on the ship's wiring and won't respond to my messages. He's probably in the wall somewhere, hooked up to the main line. I smile a weak smile. I'm here. So how about you tell me what we are doing out in the middle of nowhere? Quiet. Seraphine's voice cuts through the chatter. Is that? He gestures out into the debris field at a sparky, ragged-looking shape tucked beside a rock. Xander rushes to the cockpit glass. Carmen! A moment of tense silence grips the room. That's a ship. You and Bliss exchange concerned glances. This isn't good. I'll bring her in. Seraphine's eyes are fixed on the wreck of the crumpled ship now. We don't know anything yet, so everyone calm down. Whoa, that's broken in half. Did you hit that, or did you get hit by something from that ore? Xander's silent, his face pressed against the glass. Cadence stares out at the wreck, her cheeks pale. No one speaks until the rig is brought to a stop. Alright, now we are going out there, and we'll have a poke around. Seraphine looks between Cadence and Xander. We verify the ship, and we recover the crew. Seraphine gives you and Bliss a nod, and you both push off and glide towards the back of the cockpit. Suddenly, Xander pushes off from the window and glides with you, out of the cockpit. I'm coming too. You need someone to identify the ship. To identify. He stops and takes a breath. Of course, Xander nods to you, tight-lipped and pale. You head to the airlock to suit up. There we go. Oh, I didn't even think about supplies. Do they make supplies? No, they don't. I don't know about that, but that's okay. So he's got skills, but okay. First, I'll just make good stuff here. That's it. Worth it. I don't know about the other ones though. Video one. Nice. Nice. I'll take a chance with these. Look at that. That's really good chances. So. Go and cycle. The problem is get enough supplies. I guess I need to always have full supplies and everything to be safe. Alright. Grooving. Only one good one. I have him. Here's it. Oh, here's mine. Search of Carmen's gutted ship has impacted the mood in the rig. As more and more evidence of an attack has appeared, the quieter Xander has got, and the more Cadence has retreated into their bunks. Now, with the search completed, we're gathered in the cockpit to discuss what's been found. Come on, Cadence floats by the door, hugging herself against the cold. Tell us already. Xander is perched on the back of one of the seats, flicking at some hinged container he found in the wreck. Open and closed, open and closed. Explain carefully. Start by summarizing the search, tucking around the details, picking your language carefully. You describe the damage to the ship, but not the attack. You talk about the occupants of the ship, without mentioning what might have happened to them. Seraphine quickly cuts in. What Sleeper is saying, he gives you a look, is that the ship was hit with weapons fire, badly. Then the drive was fired up, and they attempted to flee. The drive burned out, and the ship, after hitting multiple rocks and bits of debris, came to a halt here. He takes a breath. We found no bodies. At the mention of that word, bodies, a shudder runs through those assembled. Then they are here. Somewhere. Xander has a steely look in his eyes, and we find them, whatever state they are in. He looks at Cadence. And I was backing him. Xander's right. We aren't leaving them out here. Carmen made aloe vera what it is. He saved us. We won't come back without him. She shivers and looks at Xander. He would do the same for us. Based on the damage to the ship, Seraphim begins. They're almost certainly dead. We get it. Xander cuts him off. But there are debris trails leading away from the ship. I've seen them. There are. Seraphim holds his hands out in a calming manner. Those could be from secondary explosions or depressurization. We picked the wrong trail, and it could lead us in circles, cycle after cycle. Then we better pick the right one. Cadence has Xander's silly look now, too. He stares directly at Seraphim, challenging him to answer back. He sighs. That's what we'll do. He looks at you with resignation. Whatever happened here, you won't be leaving it until you see its end. Listening to right now. Trail. They're all different trails, I think. You know, this one. This isn't leading us anywhere, Sleeper. Lys's voice comes over the comms. I'm sorry, but we have to call it. You look out at the scattered debris, cleaving in the sunlight. Bliss is right. This trail is going nowhere. If Carmen and Flint did head out from the ship this way, there's no way you'll find them. And if they didn't, there's still more places to look. Bliss interrupts your thoughts. We won't give up on them yet. You think of Xander and Cadence and how they must feel right now. The search must continue. Teamwork turns, supplies. Yes. It's looking good so far. The trail is dead, Sleeper. Seraphim sighs over the comms. It's going nowhere. You have to agree. Picking through the debris has been nothing but an exercise in futility. And now, coming to a dead end, you aren't even sure if there's anything to find out there at all. Loop back to one of the other trails, Sleeper. Seraphim pauses. We're going to keep going. What else can you do? You just hope, for Xander and Cadence's sake, you find something soon. Okay, well, we got one left, right? Yep, here we go. I still got more on this turn, guys. 50-50. I think this one's still good. stressed, the better the rolls are. But yeah, I need to be careful. I can't lose them. He's not helpful at all. Let's give us something good. Yeah, we need to give it a little stress. This actually has a lot of chances for it. We got it. Location discovered. What? Asteroid caves. Oh, finally. It's worth trying. Plus, has no stress on. Nice. Got 1 turn of supplies left. 25. I can take a little stress. I'll take a chance. Nice. Okay. I'm not taking a chance for that unless I have to. Just 1 stress is fine. Okay, we got 1 more cycle. Or we don't get hurt. Plus stress. There's no other way to make supplies. Hey, Cap, can you give us some supplies? Put the supplies into the special feeder plus setup. Oh no, it's the same thing. Oh, look at that. I got some decent dice. He has terrible dice. I thought it was that the more stress they have, +1 to affect his crew dice. Oh, if I get stressed, let's see. That's great, too great. Let's see. This has them too. Yeah, that's great. We're fine. I'm one of the best ones yet. No chance I have some stress. I get more stress now. I think it said if I have more stress, they happen. So keep like that though. I don't have much left though. Oh no. Oh shit. I forgot. Maybe I still take a chance because the chance was half grade roll, so we're good. We got it. That says half roll too. When the Starward trail led to the caves, a little hope was kindled in the hearts of the crew. But after plumbing the depths of these dark passages, that hope seemed snuffed out. Sandra has struggled on in silence, only speaking to update cadence on the lack of news through the cockpit comms link. But he speaks now, quietly at first, and then with increasing urgency. The light, sleeper, I see a light. And with that, he kicks off hard from the wall and darts down a dark tunnel with reckless speed. You follow, but the tunnels are winding, and you quickly lose Xander around a corner. You kick off from the same wall, trying to close the gap, but when you come around that same corner, you can't find Xander anywhere. Then you see it. There was thin slit in the cave wall, a flickering, fading light. You press over to it. As these scratches and chunks sweep out of the rock, someone has dragged something through here. Contact Xander. You click your comms through Xander's channel and call out to him. Nothing but static and silence greets you. A flashing red light on your comms panel suggests the signal isn't getting through. You push away some of the floating rock and squeeze yourself into the gap. As you do, you watch the light pulsing inside the cave, setting the cracks and shapes of the rock in sharp relief. You search those shadows for something recognizable, but the light source remains out of sight. And then you are through. You steady yourself against the wall and look towards the light. There, beside a fading emergency lamp, floats a body. Its head instantly striking you as strange and misshapen. Oh no, Carmen's body. Is he still alive? You know immediately this must be Carmen. His head is shrouded in an emergency helmet, inflated around him like a balloon, One oxygen canister floats nearby, attached by a tattoo. His eyes are closed, his body is still. You try to settle your gaze on his chest to see the telltale rise and fall, and then the light catches something else, something broken and skeletal nearby, a face with bright eyes watching you. Flint, the quiet and desperate sleeper. Oh, there's a sleeper. Oh. A sleeper, another sleeper. They watch you with lit irises, one's just like yours. Their torn face reveals no emotion. You pose crossed, coiled even, like a spring ready to strike. You're both frozen, unsure, afraid. Nothing moves. Your eyes trace the damage to their suit, to their body. They look broken, worn down, and you wonder if this is how you look to others. They flinch when they see you, as you feel the need to now. Carmen. Xander's panicked voice cuts through the silence. He rushes forward to the floating body, and as he does, the other sleeper pulls away from the wall, like a statue coming to life. For a moment, you go to intervene, to save Xander from the skeletal figure, but the sleeper falls on Xander to embrace him, and Xander returns the hug. Oh, he does know sleepers then. Maybe that's why he was confused. You float, stunned, watching as Xander begins to carry Carmen's body from the cave with Flint, the sleeper, guiding him. Carmen is stable. Cadence comes out from the room that has become a makeshift medbay. She looks between you and Seraphim. Thanks to you. And Flint? Cadence pauses, choosing her answer carefully. Flint is in there with Carmen. They seem to be functional. She looks away. If that's what you mean, we should head back to Oliveira. Seraphim cuts in. He places a hand on your shoulder and steers you away, towards the cockpit. Once you are out of earshot, Seraphim turns to you. Did you know Flint was a sleeper? No. Seraphim nods. He pauses. I don't want to be suspicious. I was just surprised. That's all. Seraphim glances back towards the medbay. They look different. What do you mean? I don't know. He sighs. Just something I wish they'd mentioned. I'll go get her started up. He pats you on the shoulder and heads to the cockpit. Let's just keep an eye on them, okay? He leaves you floating in the corridor, unsure of what to think. Flint is the first sleeper you have met since you escaped the program, and at this point, those memories are little more than fragments and fictions. As a rumble of the drive runs through the ship, you can't help but feel a little concerned for what this might mean. Nice, that was actually a decent one overall. My best little contract relationship. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's make sure there's something to check out here. Nice five choice steering track. Nice. Oh, look at that. It's nice. Oh my goodness. You are left alone with Xander and Seraphim in the docks, while Carmen is carefully carried from the brig by Flint, guided away into one of the Oliveira's many tunnels and passages. Okay, I believe you. Xander shrugs his shoulders. Seraphim raises an eyebrow. Believe us how? That you aren't saboteurs. Search to see the skin, although you never know. I've forgotten that. I won't remind you then. He winks. Tell me, kid. Seraphim folds his arms. Why are you so protective of this place? I mean, no offense, but who'd want to sabotage a tin pot colony in the middle of the shoals? Xander bristles at the comment, but controls his anger. You don't get it. Oliveira is a refuge. Why do you think we're hiding all the way out here? He glances at you, and then back at Seraphim. I would have thought you'd understand what's at stake here. You've seen Flint. Oh. Seraphin pauses, unsure of how to respond. He looks embarrassed into silence. Look, Zayder says, playing the peacemaker. You brought Carmen back to us. Everyone in Olivera will thank you for that. How about you stick around for a bit, get a feel for the place. If you need a resupply, we can help. We haven't got much, but if you chip in, you'll get your share. He bows his head a little. We're more welcoming than we appear. Just don't expect to buy anything with those chits of yours. Zayder puts his hands on his hips. Olivera is now for sale. The sheriff instructs, all right, kid, buy it. He glances at you. We appreciate it. We need to hang around until Carmen is back up and awake anyway. And I think we'll be glad of the rest. I'll see you around then. Zayder touches his brow in a salute and then kicks away, floating out of the docks. Seraphin turns to you. A little shore leave doesn't sound so bad. You need to speak to Carmen, for sure. He stretches, but Carmen isn't going anywhere. We got time. He winks and glides away into Olivera proper. We're left floating into the docks, unsure of what comes next. It doesn't seem like Lena's going to find you out here, so maybe this is the perfect time to take a breather, at least until you can bring Ankita's drive to Carmen. You turn that little thumbnail drive over in your pocket. Time to see what Olivera has to offer. Yeah. How's this? Clinic. Oh, so what? Some food. As you leave the rig, you find a figure waiting for you in the docking tunnel. You think of Xander's hostile greeting when you first arrived. Is that him again? Flint invited us for supper. Where are you headed? Flint leans away from the wall. Now out of the battered seat you first saw them in. The damage to their frame is concealed beneath their overalls, but you're still aware of it just beneath the surface. Oh no, I haven't been anywhere yet. Scrap sorting. Same. Flint nods in the direction of the colony. I'll join you. You float together through the docks in silence. Flint makes you nervous, and their insistence on intercepting you. The cycle hasn't exactly calmed that sensation. Breaking the silence eventually becomes unavoidable. How did you end up here? Flint stares ahead, continuing their glide. Same as everyone else on Olivera. Carmen found me. The mention of Carmen's name recalls the image of him floating unconscious in the light of your work lamps in those deep and widening caves. You suppress a shudder. Flint gives you a sideways look, their mask-like face betraying no emotion. It's good you found us. They pause as you both move through a doorway. Couldn't have been sooner. You blink, but better than nothing. Looking at Flint gives you an unsettling feeling, like catching your own reflection in a polished hull plate. Is this what others feel like when they speak with you? Watching the crooked mask, the lit irises, or signs of human emotion? Interpreting the stuttering emulations of facial expressions as a cross or dial-like face? Flint turns away again, and you realize that they might feel the same looking at you. Each the other's mirror, each reminding the other of the gap between being and being seen. How did you escape? Escape? SNRP, you mean? Flint pauses. We aren't there yet, friend. We can share war stories another time. You arrive together into the cavernous hall containing the scrap silos, the cacophonous echoing of sorting already filling the air. So, sleeper. Flint's face curls in amusement as he uses the mononym everyone refers to you by. Olivera asks all of those harbors to contribute to the colony. Tell me what you can do. Come on, let's see. Yeah, positive. How good. That's how we do it. You would Flint glide into the sorting bay, where scrap from the silos is delivered to the waiting workers, ready to be checked, cleaned, and cast into the different nets at the fringes of the space. You find a sorting station and begin picking up chunks of shipment machines, turning them over in your hands. As you inspect the scrap, the ghost of their original place in a bigger structure becomes apparent. Each piece suggests a hole, a drive casing, a loading bay, a life support unit. You burn away corrosion with a torch, crack open rusted casings to release the components inside like seeds. You find new life in the broken and discarded pieces. Something makes you look to one side, a glint that catches your eye, and there's Flint, taking a rest of their own. I see a glint again, Flint turning something over in their failing gears, watching it spin, a vial of stabilizer. My last vial. Flint speaks without taking their eyes off the drug. Even though the haze of your lost memories, even through the haze, you can recall the fizzing, sickening pulse of that injection, the dependence your reboot freed you from. Saving it for a special occasion, Flint pockets the vial and meets your eye. Oh, so maybe he doesn't need it. Oh, he does need it. You don't need a stabilizer, do you? Flint moves away from the wall they were resting against. I noticed you were different from the first moment we met, but I didn't realize what it was until now. The way you work, the way you move, without dependence. I see it now. Flint folds her arms. Tell them about the reboot, Sup, the early sleepers out. You tell them about the process you and Seraphin attempted on Darkside, the one that Lane interrupted. Listen absent-mindedly, watching the workers instead of you. That's not all, though, is it? Flint meets your eye. There's something wrong with you. More than just your decaying frame. Your signal, your presence, it smells different. Something to me. I've come to know that feeling, the feeling that I am an object, a tool to be molded, to be saved for someone else's use. Here, in Alavera, people are different. Flint looks out at the workers, but I still know who I am, what I bring to this place. All these people are at risk because of me. That means you, too, are at risk. Risk to your crew, to me, and more importantly, to this place. That is what is worrying me. Alavera will welcome you, just as it welcomed me. Flint stretches. And it will do so in spite of itself and its own safety. I want you to know that, because they will pay the cost, those close to you, and you must know that they pay it for you. With that, Flint turns and glides away, leaving no space for a response. Watch them leave, their billowing cloak revealing and concealing the glinting ragged parts of their exposed skeleton as they go. Alright. You know what? Raising tenses. Carbonates and carbonated Alavera will have to navigate the coming crisis with a steady hand. As supplies. Oh, I can get scraps, components. Supplies. Okay, so I can do that. So I have to focus on supplies.
sound of raised voices echoes through the tunnel. Following them, you find yourself at the entrance to the clinic, where Flint and Xander are locked in a bitter argument. I won't take you out there, Flint. Xander is pleading with the sleeper. Look what happened to Carmen. They'll kill you. What happened to Carmen is exactly why I have to go. They will find me here, and when that happens, the whole colony can hear you too. Seraphin comes out of the clinic with Cadence. You trying to wake up Carmen? You see Seraphin clock you, standing in the passageway. Your eyes meet, and Seraphin looks away. Neither of you have seen each other since you brought Carmen back to Olivera. I'm trying to make sure what happened to Carmen doesn't happen to anyone else. Flint folds their arms. I'm the reason he is like he is, and that means it's on me to fix it. What are you talking about? You catch Flint off guard. They hadn't seen you waiting in the passageway. SNRF came for me. Guess what happened out in the debris field? They look down. You know what that means? SNRF, the company that created you, the company you escaped. The idea of them buried down in this place sets your nerves on edge. You have long since slipped the grasp. Lane disabled your tracker in exchange for unwavering service, a gift that became a trap. But Flint is still on the run, and if SNRF attacked Carmen's ship, they can't be far away. You look at Flint and see the fear in their eyes. SNRF, your tracker is still active. Olivera is shrouded. Flint looks toward the center of the colony. Carmen managed to get hold of a signal shroud and set it up here. He wanted to keep everyone safe. There's no way SNRF can track me here. Am I missing something? Seraphin interrupts. If they can't find you here, then what's the problem? It's not just about the tracker. The hunter found me in the debris field. They know I escaped. It's only a matter of time before the search brings them here. Silence falls on the group as the inevitability of the problem sets in. Xander looks distraught. You can't, Flint, Xander says in a quiet voice. They'll kill you. Seraphin glances at you and Flint in turn, and you see his mind working on a solution. He looks away, frowning. I'm sorry, Xander. This is how it is. Flint looks dejected. Unless we get them first. Seraphin smiles with an impish smile. Seraphin, what are you thinking? Cadence speaks up for the first time. We know there is a hunter out there, scouring the shoals. And we know they are looking for you, Flint. Seraphin shrugs. That means we have the upper hand. We don't need to bring them here. We can bring them anywhere we want. Seraphin looks around at the group. So we get set, prepare a little surprise, and then we wait. Flint is already shaking their head. The hunter could arrive here at any moment. We don't have time for this. If I had a ship, I would have left already. Then we move you now. We can take you somewhere we can prepare, and we work hard and fast to get an ambush set. When the hunter comes, Seraphin grins. We spring the trap. It's a good plan. Seraphin smiles. See, you might not trust me, Flint, but another sleeper? Flint doesn't respond immediately. You can see them thinking it through, considering their options. I'm coming. Xander has a determined look on his face. We're doing this, and I'm coming. Look, kid, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is the real thing. The bounty hunter is not going to stop patronizing me. Xander cuts him off. I know the shells. You need me out there. The conversation suddenly devolves into many small arguments. The location, who should go, how to approach the ambush. The noise grows. The old Solheim manufactory. Cadence's voice rises clear and precise through the noise. That's where you do it. It's on a rock far enough from here, and it's a real red labyrinth. You can leave the hunter there and get them lost inside. Cadence's eyes are bright and determined. The place is full of old machines, ordnance. We've been afraid to scavenge any of it. It's so unstable. Miss Seraphin, watching Cadence speak, clearly impressed by the sudden shift towards decisive action. We could bring the whole place down on their head. Xander picks up Cadence's thread. I know the manufacturing. It's a good idea. You look between those gathered. Seraphin, stubborn and protective. Cadence's sharp eyes. Xander's relentless desire to get involved. And Flynn, a sleeper like you. A sleeper in need of an escape. Carmen was building something here. A shrouded haven. A place that needs protecting. You may be unconscious behind those doors, floating amongst the wires and tapes in the clinic, but some one thing of him is here, in this group, making a plan of resistance. Flynn's eyes meet yours, and you know what has to be done. The rig will leave Oliveira this cycle. You have 100 to try. Corroded plates, twisted struts, scattered scrap. The manufacturing makes for a familiar sight, just one more ragged artifact from the corporation that once owned the system. Despite that, something about it sends you on edge. Perhaps because it also will form the crucible for your attempt to take on an S&R punter. The Connor's entire job is to bring in escaped sleepers like you, dead or alive. The rig is tucked behind a rock, burning on low power with the transponder off. You hope that's enough not to draw attention. So, talk us through it. Seraphim turns back to Flint, Cadence, and Xander, all of whom are crammed into the cockpit along with your crew. We have to make this place look like a colony. That is what the hunter will expect. Cadence suggests first, her voice quavering a little with anxiety. We can seal up some of the holes, maybe install some lighting, fake it up. Okay. Seraphim nods reassuringly. That's good. What then? Force them to go deep. Xander cuts in, and everyone looks at him. He pauses, a little intimidated by the attention, but Flint nods at him to continue. I've been out here before, on a salvage run. There's an assembly line that runs through the whole place, filled with old manufacturing machines. We seal doors, activate machines, making a maze of malfunctioning construction arms and dead ends. Right then. Control the route. I like it. Seraphim smiles at Xander, and if we get lucky, maybe one of those old machines will do the job for us. I doubt it. Flint joins in. We'll need the ordnance from the silos, mining charges, fuel, whatever's left when this place was churning out Solheim goods. They furrow their brow. We blow the place, to make sure. A silence passes through the cockpit, the danger of what you're about to attempt, dawning on everyone present. You can't have Jenny with us because she'd not be happy. Okay, Seraphim has a dark look. That's the plan. We can detonate the ordnance with a command from the rig, a simple wideband comm signal. We'll get them. Seraphim pats Flint on the shoulder. Once they go in, the hunter isn't coming back out. Turns to you. Anything we missed? To trap the address? I don't think it matters. Cadence puts in. If they know Flint is in there, the hunter will take the risk, right? Right. Seraphim confirms grimly. How long do you think we have? There's a lot of factory down there. The hunter got to me and Carmen fast. Flint looks out of the cockpit. No more than 3 cycles. When the hunter came for us, Flint grimaces, remembering the attack on Carmen's ship. It came out of nowhere. Hit us hard and fast. It wasn't for Carmen. I feel like I chose the right group for the job. We need to be ready for anything. Flint looks at you. There won't be a warning. Seraphim sighs. Nice pep talk. Flint, better find somewhere deep in that place, down in the bedrock. But make sure it has a back door, okay? He nods at the sleeper. The rest of us will get to work. Alright, you heard Flint. We do this and we do it right. Make our stand on this rock. Let's not waste a moment more. We have 2 supplies. Okay, so plus. Ooh, that looks really good. Okay. All 3 parts. I have this. It's around those I can do here. Maybe it wasn't worth choosing her because I already had been. So someone first. Go easy with that. Flint's voice rumbles over local comms as he secures the final piece of ordnance. You turn to see them floating, blacklit, in the entrance to the bay. One of many that you have rigged with ordnance deep in the manufactory. Down here, dust and flecks of rust float through the beams of your lights, and the walls are bent and buckled. They spent the past cycles here, picking out a spot to draw the hunter down to. One day be able to slip out of when the hunter finds their way in. It's a long time to be down in these dark tunnels, waiting. Looks like we are just about done. Their voice is flat, their tone pragmatic. You okay? Flint nods, eager to be done with this. They look over their shoulder. However, it fades out. Flint glides into the bay, slowly. There's something I need to tell you. Something I think you'll understand. What we are doing out here is not about saving me. It's about aloe vera. You struggle to see Flint's face with the light behind him. I sit behind a ship out of there, leading this hunter away. Well, they won't let me do that. They shake their head in frustration, and even if they would, they can't spare the ship. Not after Carmen's got shot up. That was my mistake. I never should have let him persuade me to come with him on that supply run. Flint looks down. What's done is done. What matters now, what I need from you, is a promise. Flint's bright irises flash. That you'll bring this place down with me in it, if it means stopping the hunter. I won't do that. You will. Flint drifts a little closer. You know as well as I that those who get close to us are at risk, that we as sleepers had to recognize what we opened the door to. Carmen is my fault. I won't be aloe vera's downfall, too. With that, they turn and leave you in the dark. Right, I think it's enough for tonight. I get a little late. I'm gonna just chill, watch some YouTube and stuff, but I'll be playing more Dark and Darker tomorrow night, as well as getting through this current mission as well on Citizen Sleeper 2. So, it'll pop out. There. 2 great games to play, though. That's awesome. Everyone have a good day.